Hey guys! I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Boom Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. I'm so grateful that you guys are listening, subscribing, and commenting on my channel. I really appreciate the support. In this video, I wanted to speak to you guys about INFJs and their restlessness. All INFJs I know and all INFJs that I hear from have displayed this sense of restlessness. It's not something that we can get rid of, I don't think. I have had this restlessness, this feeling of uneasiness and wanting and anxiety and wanting to do and move and be something else or do something else all of my life. All of my life, I've had this sense of restlessness. And no matter what I do, the sense of restlessness does not dissipate. It means that for a few moments, I might make a change and that restlessness might go away for a moment, for a few days, for a few weeks, for a few months, but then it reappears again and then I have to do something again in order to dispel it. For example, one of the reasons why I started my digital nomad lifestyle, the reason I move from place to place and I'm constantly in motion, I'm constantly living in a different place as much as possible, or even when I'm living in one place, I'm constantly moving from condo to condo or apartment to apartment, is because of this sense of restlessness. I was living in Toronto for a long time, and every single day I would wake up and I'd feel this sense that something wasn't right. Now, of course, a lot of it had to do with the fact that I wasn't living my life purpose. I was doing things according to other people's ideas for me. So I was living out societal paradigms. I was following the rituals of living that 9 to 5 life, building that life that you work for 30-35 years and then you retire, and then for those 30-35 years you're unhappy, but it's fine because you're making money that you can use to retire with, right? So I was living that lifestyle and I was like, I just can't do this anymore. I wanted to kill myself. But a lot of that restlessness also had to do with the fact that INFJs just have this sense of restlessness within them, deep within them. It comes from a deep source inside of us that knows that this life that we're leading, this physical, illusional, delusional life that we're leading, is not real. All of this, what we're doing, getting up in the morning, feeding ourselves, going through the motions, moving through life, meeting people, smiling, fake laughing, all that stuff is just nonsense because it's an illusion. It doesn't really matter. And we realize that fact as INFJs extremely early on. I think we would realize that fact, if not as children, definitely as teenagers. As soon as I turned 16, I started feeling this sense where I thought or I felt like I was in the Matrix, basically. I felt like something was wrong and I couldn't pinpoint exactly what was wrong. I couldn't figure it out, but I knew deep down within me that there was something wrong, that this life that I was leading, there was something weirdly wrong about it, and I could not even articulate it. I still can't articulate it. And so I would go through the motions, obviously, and I went to school, I ate my food, I behaved like a normal adult or a normal human being. I went through all those things that people do, but I still had this innate sense of feeling like something's wrong, something's missing, right? Now that I live in this life where I'm living my life purpose and I'm doing all the things that I need to do in order to be the best version of myself as much as possible, which is what is our ardent desire as an INFJ, I feel that some of that restlessness has dissipated. Some of it. Very little of it. Well, some of it. But there's still always this sense of restlessness within me. And I dispel a lot of it by traveling. So I move from place to place. I travel a lot and I need to travel. There's this incessant desire in me that tells me that I need to move, not only physically. So I'll go for long walks all the time. I'll get up in the middle of something that I'm doing and I'm like, all right, I need to move now. So either I'll go for a run, I'll go for a walk, I'll just move in general, I'll do like a few push-ups or burpees just so that I can get my blood flowing, because there's this innate sense of physical restlessness as well as mental and spiritual. And so physically I'll move and kind of try to dispel that restlessness, or I'll go travel somewhere. It's very easy here when I'm living in Asia to go for a cheap vacation somewhere, go for 3 or 4 days and see a new country and then come back and feel like some of that restlessness has been dispelled. Sometimes I'll just move apartments, I'll move from condo to condo just because I'm like, well, this seems like I'm getting bored of this place, and I feel like the same old thing over and over again. And because we get bored very easily, because we're so intelligent, or we just have our brains move faster than in a lot of different ways, we need constant stimulation. Also, we live in this world right now where distraction and constant stimulation is a way of life. And so we'll move just to do that as well. I know a friend of mine who was like, I just feel restless, I'm going to move condos, right? And it's not like it's a bad thing or a good thing. It's just the way we are. It's the way our brains work. And even with meditation, and I've been meditating for 8, 9, 10 years now, I think. Actually 11, a long time. I think I started in 2008. Wow, it's been a long time. I can't believe it. Sorry, I'm just having an epiphany. I've been meditating for 11 years now. I'm not saying that I was consistent throughout, but I have been pretty consistent with it. And so every day I get up in the morning and I meditate for half an hour, 15 to 20 minutes, mostly half an hour now. And so I've been doing that. And even with that source of stress relief and calming myself down, even with that, I still have that sense of restlessness. Now, it's not as pervasive as it was before. When I was in my 20s, oh man, I used all sorts of things to calm down my restlessness. I drank a lot. I partied like mad. I would black out all the time because I drank so much. I went out all the time. I had a lot of sex. I was a major nympho. And I'd be always hanging out with people. I socialized a lot. I spent so much money. I was a major consumer. And all of this was to dispel that sense of restlessness. I didn't realize at that point that, this is all not going to help. And there was something else that I had to do. I had to dig deeper and figure out the source of this restlessness. Now, as I realized that the source is because we realize that all of this is an illusion, whenever I feel this source of restlessness, I know how to deal with it. I know it's just about having a conversation with myself and doing a few physical things. Maybe I'll go for a walk. Maybe I'll read a book. Maybe I'll do a video. Maybe I'll do something that is in relation to my life purpose. Or maybe I'll go for a quick trip. I know how to deal with it now. I know that I can dispel it doing certain things, right? But it took me a long time to get to this point. Also, I think it has to do with the fact that I have been meditating for so long and realizing that it's okay. It's okay if this is all an illusion. That's what the whole purpose of this illusion is. We're supposed to live in it, figure out it's an illusion, and still keep on living in it, because that's life. You can't just be like, all right, cool, I've figured this out. I figured this is all a matrix, so I'm going to escape from it. It's not like the movie where you can take the red pill or blue pill and just walk away from the matrix. We are stuck in the matrix until death, I believe, until we realize, yeah, we're in the matrix. It's okay for us to be in the matrix. And then once I die, then maybe I can escape it by having a reincarnation, or by transmuting myself, or transferring to a different level, maybe going to a different realm. But until that point, we're here, and we just have to realize that we're stuck here, and we have to live the best version of ourselves as much as possible. Just because this is an illusion doesn't mean that it doesn't matter, right? It still matters. We're still here for a reason. So once you realize that fact, you're going to be able to live in this delusion, this illusion, this holographic universe, this simulation, without feeling that much angst about it, right? Until you figure that out, you're going to feel that restlessness, that angst of being here, of being uncomfortable being in this situation, not realizing what is your purpose. Why are you here? What is the point of all of this, right? And as we constantly ask ourselves these questions, sometimes we get some answers, sometimes we don't. But that's the whole point. That's the reason why we're here. That's the reason why we're in this paradigm, in this realm, in this dimension, in order to learn about ourselves, about this universe, and to keep on growing as a being, as whatever that ultimate being of ourselves is, that soul, that spirit, whatever you want to call it. And so I wanted to do this video in order to calm down this restlessness a bit for you guys, and to make you realize it's okay. First of all, it's okay to be restless and to realize what your source of restlessness is. It's all right to try and figure it out and to stay with it and to feel restless. It's all right to feel restless. It's not a bad thing. Actually, it's one of those things that pushes an INFJ to be better and better every single day. And so I think it's one of our prime qualities. But also to realize that this restlessness is a part of our essence as an INFJ. We're going to have this restlessness within us for an entirety of our lifetime. It's just going to be there in the background, just muted even a little bit, but speaking all the time. Oh, I'm here. And so you just have to kind of deal with it and roll along with it. You can't completely dispel this restlessness, I think, ever. I think it's always going to be there in the background as white noise. It's always going to be telling you there's something more that you need to do, something more that you need to be, something more that you need to learn, something more that you need to grow. There's always going to be this background noise telling you to be more, do more, learn more, grow more. And so I think that's actually a good thing. Can you imagine if we did not have this voice inside of our head? We would just live really complacent, boring lives. You know, we'd just be a zombie, I think, right? So I think this restlessness is actually a good thing. It prods us and prompts us in order to live better and better lives, best versions of ourselves. Without it, I think, as I said, we would just be very complacent and do nothing with our lives. So it's a good thing, but also I think we have to realize that it's not something we need to run away from. We just need to accept it and have it as one of those friendly friends in our head. One of our friends in our head, one of those voices in our head. We have so many of those, and this can be one of the additional ones that we make our friend. You know, we don't have to run away from our restlessness. Make it a friend of yours and use it in order to become the best version of yourself as much as possible. That's what I do with my restlessness as well. I hope this makes sense. I know this is a weird topic. Some of the topics I do are so abstract, and I wonder if I've been able to explain myself properly. If I didn't explain myself properly, please ask me questions. I am here to answer any questions you might have. If you did understand, or if I was able to explain myself properly, let me know what your thoughts are on this restlessness that you probably feel as well. How do you dispel it? How do you deal with it? How do you negate it, or do you run away from it? What is your strategy with relation to it? Again, thank you so much for watching. I'm so grateful that you guys are listening, watching, subscribing, commenting, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.